This is David Gawley from Pentagon Solutions, and I'm going to take a very quick look at Autodesk Revit structure, and particularly using the Rebar and export to AutoCAD structural detailing. I have a section through a standard column that's been loaded up from the library. I'm just going to change the crop view here that I want to detail. So I can pick the column member, and I can immediately go to Rebar and my shape code browser will appear. So in here I can pick my standard BS shape that I actually want, say shape code 51, and I can set this as parallel to cover, and let's specify these as 12R. So I can give the position of the first link. I can then select it and say, well look, I need a minimum spacing in here or a maximum spacing, minimum clear spacing of 100. I'll add them in. I can continue detailing this, so I'm going to add in some T16s. Straight bar. So let's just pop that down, and this time I'm going to say parallel to work plane. With that parallel to work plane, I want to make sure there's 3 distributed within the column, so I'm going to make that a fixed number 3 and pop that in, and we'll very quickly mirror that on its axis. Okay, let's add a custom bit of rebar in here. So again, we'll go back into rebar. This time we're going to sketch it, and we'll keep it as T16 bars and pop this round. Finish it out. The shape's in. What we can do as well, we can simply drag that down, and I'm going to distribute that throughout the column. Again, the number 3, so I'm going to pick the bar up. I can use my filters very easily to actually pick that out, so I'll say rebar, and let's change that to a fixed number 3. Finally, I'll add one more custom area in from the corbel to make sure there's a good attachment. Add a bit of rebar. We're going to sketch it. From this point, we'll take it across again, T16s. Finish it out. We'll add 3 of them in, same as last time. So we'll say it's a fixed number of 3, and again we're going to mirror on the axis. Okay, let's take a look at that in our 3D view, because it is actually coming in as 3D objects. So we'll hide the column out. You'll see our rebar is in place. Well, let's actually get a fine detail of that. So what we can do is filter out the rebar, change the view states, view it as a solid. Let's put it in a fine level of detail. You get to see our rebar. Again, it's unobscured now, so we can reset the view for the column, and you can get to see the high level of detail. Now I can take sections through that, but what I probably want to do is export that to ASD. So I'm going to select the column up, use my extension, AutoCAD structural detailing and reinforcement drawings. I'm going to give this a second, it might take 30 seconds or so, and it's going to export this out to ASD. I'm set up for the UK, so it's going to export out to a standard BS 8666 2005 standard bar scheduling within the UK, but you do have different standards that you can actually physically set up directly in ASD. Okay, that's working on the background. We'll let that calculate, and it's going to export all the members. Okay, that's it calculated there. You can see it's done the full arrangement plan. It's got my bar schedule. It's got my section details in there to the standard I actually want, and I'm ready to change that information. Again, all this can be uploaded and changed as well. So if I change any of the bars, now it's in an ASD format, this will update the schedule. Thanks very much for listening. I'm David Gawley.